Family entertainment centre Fun City has announced the second Fun City Children's Play Index. The index assesses a child's regular day and how much of it is spent playing. It looks at indoor versus outdoor play, popular playing activities and exposure to technology. We're joined by Silvio Liedke, the Chief Operating Officer of Landmark Leisure, which is Fun City's parent company. Thank you very much for being with us, Liedke.
Thank you very much for having me.
If you could start by telling us about the balance between play and other activities for children in the country.
It was exactly the purpose of our survey carried out by TNS Research,
Yes.
To find out how the play behavior in general is in the 4 countries we carried out the interviews. We interviewed over 1,000 families with
Right.
children aged 2 to 12. And we found out that in generic terms there's quite a healthy balance between play and other activities.
All right, brilliant. So on average, what would you say a child splits their time fairly between different activities?
Now, we are not, so to speak, in a position to say whether it's good or bad. What I say is, what we find out is that 25%
Right.
of the child's disposable time, so which is the time after sleep and school, is spent playing. Yeah. What is really interesting is the findings we have is how the children spend those time playing.
Yeah. So now digital devices are becoming every day more and more popular with children. Do you think that they're taking away from, let's say, the creative side of children's play?
It's certainly something which we would like to raise awareness to. It's quite, if you take the time children spend in front of a television or engaged in a digital device playing games and so on, they spend 4 times as much time doing that than, for example, having active outdoor activity. And our purpose of the Fun City Child Play Index is to raise awareness amongst parents about the importance of a balanced upbringing of a child. You know?
You touched upon it just then. So do you think that children are getting enough outdoor play?
I would argue, from my perspective, as a father of 2 little children as well,
Yes.
I think a balanced upbringing is about not being too dominating by one form of play. It has to be a healthy balance.
Yeah.
Our index indicated that children spend very few time on reading a book or being creative in their play or role play. It's absolutely dominated by playing with digital devices, and a child those days in the GCC has almost as much digital devices they own and pressure than normal toys in a historical way. So we take it very seriously, and we would like to raise awareness about how a balanced child upbringing is important for everybody.
Now, in terms of parents, are they spending enough time with their children during the day?
Well, it's quite interesting. What we find out is that, of course, it's dominated by the mother. The mother is the most important part interacting during child's play.
Right.
What interesting enough is, and I'm a father myself, is that we fathers don't spend remotely enough time with our children. It might go with the demographic and the expatriate mix in this country, where a lot of male fathers work and the female is more at home. But in general terms, it's a clear outcome that the time is dominated by mother interacting with their children rather than the father. And another aspect, if I'm allowed to mention, is we found that over 1 in 5 children play on their own. And I think there we, as a community-orientated indoor play provider, focusing on that result, creating a platform for those children to interact with others in our environment.
Now, you just mentioned the demographic there. What did the study find in terms of, let's say, ethnicity and gender? Were there differences?
Oh, I was quite surprised. You know, boys playing more than girls. I wouldn't have thought that. I have a boy and I have a girl.
Right.
So I can never take them apart and would argue who plays more. But our survey showed that boys in general term play more. And in terms of ethnic background, what we found is that there are not much differences, but the Asian expat population, the children tend to pay slightly less than local population, Arab expats or Western expats.
Okay, now the Fun City Play Index calculator computes the child's play index. Tell us a little bit more about that.
It was quite important for us. You know, it's not just about telling and sharing the results of a survey. We wanted to give the parents opportunity, a tool to might find out a little bit more. So what we have created is if you log on to the funcity.de website, you can, within 2-3 minutes, you answer a few questions and you will be given a child play index. And depending what the results is of that, you will receive some advice, some recommendation, some helpful tips from our parenting experts to say, okay, how you can change to bring it more in the balance, using recommendation from experienced child psychologists.
Okay, so brilliant help for parents out there. Silvio Liedtke, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.